Welcome to Geeks Corner. I'm Mr. DAPs.
I'm Caitie.
And we're excited that you're here tonight for the very last show of 2021.
For probably the coldest show of 2021.
Yes.
It's chilly.
That is accurate. It is chilly, and we have a wonderful vent into the studio that is letting cool air in. We've kind of blocked up, but the old block is gone, which means that it is cooler again, and it says that it is 46 degrees
Don't
outside.
tell me. That made it worse.
Oh, it made it worse. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well,
Anyway, hi.
What should people do, Caitie?
You guys should go to geekscorner.live. Apparently, I'm losing my voice.
That was good. It's
yeah.
so cold.
Yeah. Like the cold temperature. Not that I have a cold.
Oh, yes. Well, we were just talking about the cold temperature, so I feel like we're
okay. No. You should go to geekscorner.live, and from there you can go right onto the chat and say your thoughts and prayers, and they might show up on the screen.
Sure.
Tell us your favorite part of 2021.
I still have Fat Cat Swinger music stuck in my head.
So do I. It was playing up until 20 seconds ago. So yeah. So what are we doing tonight?
All right. Well, before we get into all of that, I'm just thinking about Fat Cat Swinger.
I can see that.
If you're going on any Disney trips anytime in the near future or not near future, we encourage you to give Mouseways Travel a try. You can do that by going to mouseways.com/dapsmagic, and they will take care of you for free. They will let you focus on the fun while they focus on the details, and you'll also be supporting this show as you do that. So check it out at mouseways.com/dapsmagic, and you will be helping everybody. No, Caitie does not have a secret blanket under the desk. Welcome, everybody. We are glad you're watching wherever you're from.
This way. No, I'm wearing pants and honeybee socks.
3D. All right, so this is a full show.
It's a full show, guys.
We are going to go through several of the highlights of the year, and we've narrowed them down into the three main segments of what we thought were our highlights for the year. So that's how we do everything here on Geeks Corner. It's not really what was the biggest story of the year.
It's what do we care about?
It's what do we care about? So we have narrowed it down to three categories, one being Disneyland, two being Walt Disney World, three being entertainment, because we couldn't narrow it down any more than that. So that includes mostly Disney Plus with a few theatrical releases in the second half of the year as well. I think there's a very good chance we will be going into Geeks Corner Plus territory tonight.
In fact, I would just put your credit card on file now.
There you go. So before we do that, we'll say hi to Kidder96, Bailey, Mikey, Really Likey, Jeff, Disney Diva Gem. Good to see you again. Clocky McDowell, who is always the first person on, I feel like, on Tuesday nights, which is great. And 4 being Geeks Corner Plus. That's the fourth category. Okay. That's cool. I like it.
Geeks Corner Plus did start this year.
Yes. We're going to start off with Disneyland, though. And there were lots of things that happened this year. But should we go over all of them first that we thought were the honorable mentions?
And then we can go.
And then we'll dial into them a little bit. So this year, some of the bigger stories we thought for Disneyland was A Touch of Disney, followed by the reopening of Disneyland.
Yes.
Followed by Avengers Campus opening.
Yes.
Followed by the Disneyland Resort Magic Key arrival.
Yes.
Followed by the return of the holidays. This could also include Halloween. Like, I kind of feel like
it's the holiday
Bash
season.
Could have been in there too. We just didn't hit that as much. I don't know why we didn't. It was hard to come up with things. I actually think that should be on there. So now it's there now. And then Disney Merriest Nights as well, as we round out the year at the Disneyland Resort. Yeah, there you go. Just add it in there. Oogie Boogie Bash.
This is real life magic happening right now, guys. I'll put an article in there.
So Touch of Disney.
Yeah, I can't believe that was this year.
What was a highlight for you from A Touch of Disney, and is it worth mentioning? Because you can say this is not worth mentioning.
No, it's
just come up with things.
It is 100% worth mentioning. I think that A Touch of Disney was really special because it was our first time back in a Disney theme park. If you don't count the Buena Vista Street being open.
I kind of thought that started before 2021 because that was the end of 2020.
It was
so I didn't actually count it.
Oh no, I was saying Touch of Disney was our first time if you're not counting Buena Vista Street. I think that Touch of Disney was like a a relief for Southern California Disney fans.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of like this, oh, something might finally happen. And no, rides weren't running, but you got to see characters. You got to be in a park. You got to listen to Disney music, which I still have that playlist up on the DAPs Magic Spotify.
I was gonna say, it's on the website.
That I did a lot of hard work to put together. I sat there with Shazam, and I would just go.
Everybody else getting food and trying out things. Katie's, nope, what's the next song?
Because it's in order, specifically.
Yes.
But no, Touch of Disney was very nice. It was
What was your highlight from Touch of Disney?
What's my highlight from Touch of Disney? I think seeing Mickey Mouse, specifically on not Mickey's Fun Wheels, not the right word.
When he's up on the silly
Symphony Swings. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And he was in his little conductor Mickey outfit.
That was cute.
It was just this like nice relief of like, look, there's Mickey, everything's okay.
Well, I think Goofy and Max were the other highlight.
Yeah.
Because I think the internet kind of exploded with Goofy and Max just because they really were being themselves, and it was fun to watch.
And I love that they've become a regular part.
Yes. Yeah. So I think that was a lot of fun. Then we move forward. And the food was okay too, but I just don't remember any of it. Like, I remember the playlist and I remember the characters, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Then Reopening of Disneyland happened.
It was like a month later, right?
Yeah. In fact, it was probably sooner than we expected it to be, just from how that was rolling out. And so we got there really early in the morning, and we saw Josh D'Amaro, and we saw a very, I would almost say, an empty theme park for Disneyland standards, even though it was sold out for the day. What are your memories from that day?
Do you know the first memory that pops into my mind when I think about opening day? I know you don't. It might be sad, but I'm going to say it because this is what I think of. Well, first of all, I think of how I cried when we walked in.
Of course.
The second thing I remember is that we carpooled, and we were getting off the freeway, leaving the theme park, and I started crying, and you were like, "Why are you crying?" And I was inconsolable, like, and I'm driving, and I just can't stop crying. And you're like, "Are you crying because you don't know when we're going back to Disneyland?" And I said, "Yeah."
That is true. That is
like,
true.
I was just, we were at a red light, and we got off the freeway, and I was just like head in my steering wheel crying. But that's what I think about.
Well, and it's for me, one of the things I think about is towards the end of the day also, as the park had closed, we were taking pictures of the castle.
When the park closed at 7.
Yes, because the park closed early.
Yeah.
And to me, it was really interesting because they'd taken away the rocks at the entrance of Tomorrowland.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the first time I've ever been able to take a picture from Tomorrowland across that grotto area over at the castle. And so I got some really interesting, I kind of take it for granted now already, but that was a moment that stood out to me. We also got to go on Snow White's Enchanted Wish that day and see the raccoon friend as we were waiting in line. That was definitely a highlight of the day.
We saw a raccoon.
Yeah, right. We were in the queue that kind of goes out of
Princess Fantasy Fair,
the Royal Hall, and in that hill right up behind it.
There was a raccoon, and he was getting very close to people.
Yeah.
So we alerted some of our pals at agriculture. We alerted a host who alerted our friends at agriculture.
They moved quick.
Because
we're suddenly like, oh,
they said a raccoon. Mm-hmm. We know cats. We were like, yeah, no, and he was a fat raccoon.
Yeah. He lived there for a while.
He was well fed. He said, this last year has been great.
Why are you people back?
Oh, the raccoon.
Yeah, that was fun too. But Snow White's Enchanted Wish.
That was amazing.
That was the first day, and that was fun to go on and experience. And they really made it. I mean, they added even more magic to it. And I think the lesson in Fantasyland has been is when they have been upgrading attractions, they really do a nice job. And whether that's been Alice in Wonderland, they updated Peter Pan.
No,
I thought they cleaned it up and lightened it better.
Oh yeah, they did lighten it.
Yeah, so I feel like that one's better. Snow White's better. I really want them to do Pinocchio.
Pinocchio's very dim.
Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, I feel like they could even brighten a little bit, and that would be interesting too. Like, to me, even just new lighting effects would be really cool.
Hello, welcome to my park.
Yes, that's exactly.
They're tourists. What do they know? What's next?
Avengers Campus opened, and that was a crazy day.
Yeah, it was.
That was an insane day. What's your highlights of that? We got to go.
Gosh, that was
slingers.
Fun. We got thanks to Angela's magic, we got a virtual queue spot for web slingers. Yep. And those were gotten very fast. Mm-hmm. So we pulled that off. I think the thing I love the most about thinking about Touch of Disney and the reopening of Disneyland and now Avengers Campus is like there's an energy that you can feel. There's like excitement.
Oh, for any first of anything like that.
Yeah. And so Avengers Campus, there was, of course, operational things that are going to happen. And it was June.
Which have been fixed.
Yeah, which all have been fixed. And it was June, so it was hot. But still, everybody was so excited.
Yep. Even in a 5-hour line.
Even in a 5-hour line.
Yeah.
And shawarma was sold out. And
everything was sold out.
Everything. But like, all I remember when I think about that day is just how much fun everybody had being like, oh my gosh, there's Iron Man. There's the Doctor Strange show. Like, everything was so much fun. Yeah, I loved opening weekend.
And then, seeing the Doctor Strange show at night was really cool. And just the characters out and about, like, that still is a character hub when you think about all of the different superheroes you can
as long as you're walking in when the sun is out, you're gonna see at least like 5 characters.
And if it's not out, you're still gonna see 2.
Exactly.
Like they're still around, and I think that's really cool. Moving on forward, so we can get through this show at some point.
No,
Disneyland Resort Magic Key arrived in August,
which is crazy.
We did skip Disneyland's birthday because that happens every year, and I don't actually know that it was a huge newsworthy event this year. Like, it was fun. It was great to see people.
We didn't have a magic key.
That was a highlight, but we didn't have magic keys, so it wasn't. We now have magic keys, thanks to August. What are your thoughts on this now that we've had them for 4, 5, 6 months?
I think the system 4 months. I think the system's
4 months.
Slowly getting better. Yeah. I will say that. I think that reservations are starting to become more easily accessible.
I got one yesterday and went in for 2 hours last night.
Yeah,
it was great. 3 hours last night.
Yeah,
whatever it was.
No, but it's getting better, and that's typically a very busy time of year. Is this Christmas, New Year's stretch?
Yep.
So,
I mean, I'm sure the weather is helping with the availability of reservations.
Yeah, the rain this week.
Yeah.
I will say, the only thing I want is a plastic card.
I do too.
That's it.
I do too.
Other than that, I'm just really happy that we have a pass system again.
Yeah. And it's nice to be able to more or less be able to get back in to the park as frequently as we want. And it'll be really interesting to see how this whole program progresses once it's been around for at least a year. Because I think we're going to see things happen sometime in 2022 as things get tweaked and they learn from all of these surveys we've been getting and whatever. I think Disney will adapt and analyze and adjust as they're moving forward. All right, moving on forward, we had Halloween return in September, along with it the Oogie Boogie Bash and the first parade back at the Disneyland Resort.
Oh my gosh, that's right.
Yes, that was at Disney California Adventure, and we were there opening night with our good friends Denise and Jeff from Mouse Steps.
So
if you haven't checked them out, go check them out and say we said hi, because we like them a lot.
They're good people.
They're very good people, and we had a lot of fun with them. And if you're watching, Denise and Jeff, hi. But Oogie Boogie Bash, what was the highlight for you?
The lightning storm.
Lightning storm.
Like,
that's, yes.
There was, as I'm sure you've seen, and as there's a picture on the set up in this corner, there was a lightning storm when we went to Oogie Boogie Bash.
I do think, hold on a second, Clocky has a point. We will have magic bands at some point.
And so you know what?
Might negate the
I will not care about plastic cards once we get magic bands, because I will be magic band, just ding, ding, ding. I will be magic band party.
Okay, back to the party.
Looking forward to that. Back to the party. So yeah, I think that everything was amazing. I especially loved the addition of the new characters at Oogie Boogie Bash. So Agatha, Sid, and
that's what
Cruella.
I was going to go with was I thought it was going to be Agatha, which she's way up there, but Cruella really was the winner for me that night.
Yeah.
Just because of how ridiculously good she was.
She was amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that lightning storm. I'm really glad that we got tickets that night.
That was pretty epic. I've in the picture I got freehand. Like I didn't have a tripod. I was like, I hope I get it.
If you want to see that picture,
zoom in up there
in the flesh, you can go
on my Instagram.
Yeah, you can go to his Instagram. Is what I was gonna say.
Way back.
Yeah, scroll to September.
Bailey is correctly noting that you built a lightsaber.
Oh,
with her.
that was so fun!
That was quite magical.
Literally showing some of my coworkers pictures of that last night because they said you built a lightsaber, and I said, "Boy, howdy did I!"
Lightsaber.
Yeah.
Then we move on forward, and the holidays return to Disneyland Resort on November 12th, if I remember correctly. And with that,
also Disney Plus Day,
Christmas Fantasy Parade, Disney Plus Day. The return of Viva Navidad, Mickey's Happy Holidays, Believe in Holiday Magic. Not quite. It's a Small World holiday.
But it came back eventually, and that's what matters.
3 weeks later, 2 weeks later, whatever that was. What has been the highlight of the holidays for you, excluding the party, because we're going to get to that next?
Mickey's Happy Holidays.
Mickey's Happy Holidays for the win. It is amazing how every year, well, it's been 2 years now that we've gotten to experience it, though. It just gets better and better. I do miss it having the designated place for the show stop, because it is really hard to watch the whole thing when it keeps moving. And
it's even though I haven't gotten to like sit and watch it a whole lot this year, I've seen it a lot in passing. And 3 weeks ago, we sat at Magic Key Terrace while I went by, and just being able to hear it, I was like, it's such happy music. I love Mickey's Happy Holidays.
No, it is a lot of fun. And a Christmas Fantasy Parade, I think, goes way up there for me too. And it's a Small World holiday. I think actually having it show up late to the party made it that much more special.
I have not been on it this year.
Shame on you. Maybe someday soon.
Maybe.
You've got till the 23rd. Yeah. Of January, not December, because
that'd been awkward. That'd be really awkward.
Sorry, you missed that. All right, Disney Merriest Nights. I don't even feel like we need to talk about this because clearly the highlight of that was the Muppet.
Was Pluto? Oh
no, Muppets.
The Muppets.
That's literally the only reason to go to that is Muppets. Everything else was okay, but Muppets are really what you were paying for. I think.
The thing that like gives me hope for the future is that that's the feedback that everyone I know has given on those surveys. Like I only went for the Muppets.
It was the Muppets, and I heard some people of the Frozen characters.
But I'm like, do more things with the Muppets.
Yeah.
Please.
Nope. Totally agree. Yes. Muppets for the win. All right, let's move on over to Walt Disney World, which is celebrating its 50th anniversary this year. We were there for the opening of it, but before the opening of it, they also reintroduced their annual pass system. And so I am now an annual pass holder of the Walt Disney World Resort.
He has a plastic card.
And they have a plastic
card.
Get him. It's very beautiful. They did a nice job with the design
of it.
It's
really nice.
It really is pretty. But I think that was a big story for the year is that they continued on with the Walt Disney World annual pass program as opposed to changing it too significantly.
They just renamed it.
They renamed it, which we could get into a whole show, I feel like, on the names for Magic Keys and annual passes and how I don't know what they are still. But
I know that one of them in Florida is like Pixie Dust, and then there's Incredipass.
Yeah.
I think Incredipass is the top, and Pixie Dust is the. You have Incredipass.
It's the only one you can get out
of California
out of Florida.
Yeah.
Out of California. Okay.
Yeah, well, no, that's I meant like based in out of.
Okay, that's
anyway.
That's fair.
Yeah, and even honestly, ours. I go, wait.
Which one's which?
Somebody the other day said, "Can I ask you a personal question?" And I said, "Sure." And they said, "What magic key do you have?" And I went, "I got the Dream Key, I think."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then 50th came along just a few weeks later. And with it, we got to see Disney Enchantment fireworks. We got to see Harmonious.
Yes.
We got to see the Mickey Celebration Cavalcade. We got to see the Beacons of Magic. We got to see Remy's Ratatouille, or experience Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, which officially opened on October 1st. We also saw Disney Kite Tales. And then we stayed at the cabins at Fort Wilderness, which I feel like should get an honorable mention because they were so surprisingly good.
They were amazing.
Yes, I didn't have low expectations for them, but I was completely impressed with everything other than the first golf cart that died. And then they took care of it. So
and they were incredible.
Impressive. Yes.
And I think the thing to know about us that we just expect a place to put our head down for hotels because
it's like you don't need it.
We're not hanging out very much, and it was still we were like, this is amazing.
It was very nice. So the big shows were Harmonious and Disney Enchantment.
Oh, that is incorrect.
Nope, I've got this because I'm putting them at different levels.
Okay.
So the big nighttime spectaculars.
Okay, nighttime spectaculars. Yes.
Disney Enchantment, Harmonious. Of the two, which one was your favorite?
Ooh, I think I'd say Harmonious.
I would too. I actually really liked Harmonious, and I look forward to seeing it again and taking pictures of it from different places.
Yeah.
It was just a lot of fun to see and experience with other people and live through them as they were getting excited about different parts as well. Then there were some daytime shows. There was Mickey's Celebration Cavalcade.
Mm-hmm.
There was the Disney Kite Tales.
Mm-hmm.
Those are really the two big ones.
Mm-hmm.
There were still a few other cavalcades, but those are the two that were for the 50th.
Yeah.
I really feel like. And to me, Disney Kite Tales was one of those unexpected gems that you just don't expect, and it shouldn't be as good as it is.
I would die for Disney Kite Tales.
But it is so on the edge of constantly going wrong that you can't help but watch.
It's amazing.
It is. It's the... it's the train wreck waiting to happen, but it somehow always just keeps.
It is one of, if not my favorite, entertainment offerings at Disney's Animal Kingdom.
If you watch it from the right place.
Sure.
Well, think when we watched it from the backside, we're like, huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
We still were like, we should go watch that.
Yeah, it was intriguing. But when you see it from the front side, you got the dancers and all that stuff. Like, you suddenly realize how amazing it is.
I really want to sit in the area next to the crash zone.
I think that's the AP area now.
I want the thrill. Yeah, I think that's the AP area. I want the thrill. Yeah. I think Kite Tales is a masterpiece. I love Kite Tales. I want multiple versions of Kite Tales. And this was something
which they could. Like, it's the best thing they've put in there, I think.
This was something that I was not expecting to like because I haven't.
Well, it kind of looked like okay, we'll do it.
Yeah, and I kind of, I think we even said, oh, it'll be like we're walking by. That's a nice show.
Yeah,
keep going.
Easy to go to.
Yeah,
which it is.
It is, but it's like you gotta sit down, bring a snack because it is outdoor seating. Bring a
drink because it's hot.
Bring a drink because it's hot, and have a good time.
Yep.
And then you can hit Expedition Everest after. It's right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you'll get to see the new Finding Nemo show.
Yeah.
Because that'll be right there too.
And then in between all of that, there are barges floating by with characters and performers. Kite Tales. I know you've heard us rant about this, but man, love Kite Tales. I love Kite Tales.
I was surprised how much I enjoyed it.
Me too.
The other thing I was really surprised at how much I enjoyed, which doesn't really fit into any of the other categories as well, were the Beacons of Magic, particularly at Epcot. Like, they were great in all four places, and they were fine. But Epcot just rose above the rest, and Spaceship Earth, what they've done with that on a nightly basis is absolutely beautiful. And I think that was another one where it's like, okay, Beacons of Magic, they're gonna throw some lights on stuff, and it's gonna be like they've done projection shows on castles and things before, and Tree of Life, this has happened before. And really, when you think about it, Spaceship Earth is the only one they haven't really leaned all the way into with that, and maybe that's why it was so surprisingly good. But
Mike Wazowski.
Yeah, well, that's where
a Death Star,
but it wasn't the same as like an actual show.
Being funny.
But no, to me, that was a surprising, fun part of the trip as well.
And when I think about that, and I think about the music that they put behind Epcot's Beacon of Magic specifically, like...
Well, it changed.
Yeah.
For Christmas.
For
Yeah, that was great.
They put Spaceship Earth in a little Christmas sweater. He's
Yes.
so cute. Anyway, I love it. When I think about the 50th trip in general, that is one of the things that pops into my mind.
Yep.
I loved it.
It was fantastic. And then also Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, which was a lot of fun as well. And
we
yes, The other thing that should get an honorable mention, which wasn't directly related to the 50th, but it was awesome as well, was Space 220. The food was great. The ambiance was great. The service was great. And I didn't put it in the show notes, but I feel like it should get an honorable mention because it was a really fun experience.
I have a Christmas tradition of forcing everyone in my family to watch the Disney Parks Christmas Day Parade. And when they showed Space 220, I went, yeah.
I ate there.
Yeah. They didn't show.
I bet your dad would like eating there.
My dad actually is one that went, wait, you ate there, right? And I went, yeah. No, I think that my parents would both really enjoy it
because particularly your dad would geek out about it. I feel like. Yes.
That's probably true.
Yes, that was a lot of fun. So, of all of those things that we've just covered, which one is your highlight for Walt Disney World? Oh, we'll come back to this. You have to be thinking about the highlight for Disneyland for the year, highlight for Walt Disney World for the year, and then we move on into our third category, which is entertainment. And here's just a few of the highlights of the year. And there were quite a few highlights in entertainment this year.
Yeah.
We had Cruella come out.
Yes.
We had Luca come out.
Yes.
Black Widow. Shang-Chi. Yeah. Eternals. Yeah. Spider-Man. No Way Home. Muppets Haunted Mansion. WandaVision. Star Wars. The Bad Batch. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Loki. What If. Hawkeye. The Beatles Get Back. And Encanto.
Wow.
And that's just some of the stuff that came out. Like I almost put in the ice skating one from the beginning of the year.
The ice skating
one. Game Changers.
Oh, Mighty Ducks
Game Changers, because I thought that was really cute as well. But that might have started actually in 2020.
I don't know.
As might have the Bad Batch, now that I'm thinking.
No.
Was it? Okay.
That started May the 4th.
Oh, you're right. That's right. So, looking through this, we've got Cruella. We've got Luca. Black Widow. All came straight to Disney Plus.
Yes. Black Widow did a dual release.
Yeah, but they were all straight to Disney Plus. Those are the three movies that made the cut this year. That of the three, which one holds with you?
Black Widow, I think.
Really?
Yeah. Luca I haven't rewatched since the incident. But Black Widow I actually have not.
Post incident of 2021.
But yeah, I think that Black Widow really was the standout of those three for me.
Okay. Luca's gonna be it for me.
Okay.
I've watched it probably 3 or 4 times now, and it makes me hungry every time. No, and I catch more in it every time, and really enjoyed that. And while Cruella was great, had a fantastic soundtrack, Black Widow I really enjoyed also. In fact, all three of them I have no complaints about really. But I do think Luca stood out a little bit more for me. Also in the theaters, this is where it gets weird. Black Widow, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, Eternals, Spider-Man, No Way Home. And I think that's all and Encanto. So of those, which one is standing? I feel like this is a no-brainer, and it's Spider-Man No Way Home.
Spider-Man
like
No Way
that
Home.
Was the in-theater movie for everybody for the year. And yes, we will watch Blackbird's Ghost at some point.
He said it.
I did. Does that mean something's going to happen? Is that like something going to show up or? Okay.
You wouldn't understand.
No
Way Home.
Yeah, definitely No Way Home. I'm going to put, how am I going to do this one? So there was a ton of
the Disney Plus stuff. Yeah.
But I'm going to split it up. So Muppets Haunted Mansion.
Okay.
And Star Wars The Bad Batch and The Beatles Get Back.
It's really weird.
Yes, but they're all the ones that kind of stand alone for the year.
Okay.
Because otherwise you have Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki, What If, Hawkeye, and WandaVision that were all Marvel releases on Disney Plus.
Okay. I would argue that Bad Batch isn't a standalone, but
for the year. Because all of those came out in 2021.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
And in a day, it will no longer be a standalone.
I see what you're saying now.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Welcome to Geeks Corner Plus. I'm Mr. Dax.
And I'm Katie.
All right, we will continue on. Beatles Get Back, I think, is my top of those three.
Okay.
I
still haven't finished watching Beatles Get Back.
But from what you've seen.
I would probably say Muppets Haunted Mansion.
Okay.
I love Muppets Haunted Mansion. I think it's very, very, very fun. And just enjoyable. And when I think about it, it just makes me happy.
It is. And I actually think it was one of the surprise hits for me of the year that really, like, you can't help but smile as you watch it. And it captured the essence of the Muppets.
Yeah.
It
in every way, shape, or form.
Fun. Like,
I also think that the one thing I will say about the Beatles Get Back is that
it's beautiful.
It's beautiful, but a fun little quirk around here at DAPs Magic that we have not stopped doing since the Beatles Get Back. You've done it too. You started it and I picked up on it.
I started on it for like 2 minutes and then you've gone on it for like...
Because I'm impressionable.
Uh-huh.
You do it sometimes too, to amuse me. As we talk in a Beatles-esque accent.
I'm not doing it on the
No, you won't, because you hate me. It's very fun though. Yes, something I do quite a lot.
Have fun with that, Bailey.
Okay, no. You're gonna get the receipt emailed to you. Save a tree.
Digital.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And so then you move on to, I do think though the Beatles Get Back, it was interesting getting to see like the great controversy you always hear about, and you're like, wait, that's them fighting?
Yeah.
Like that was so civil. And
Yeah.
and then like George walks away and you're like,
wait, did you just quit?
wait, that was it? Like I thought there was like this massive like shouting, screaming, throwing paper. I don't know.
Yeah.
And there wasn't any of that. It was literally a civil discussion where George walks out and they're like, oh, it was really bad.
And I think that's the difference between British.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, they're like, wow, you'll never believe the zinger he laid on him. Yes,
maybe there's something to be learned.
I think there is.
All right, so then we move on into the Marvel Cinematic Universe on Disney Plus this year for shows, which there were quite a few of.
Yeah.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier,
Yes.
Loki, What If, Hawkeye, and WandaVision. Which one?
It shouldn't be surprising what I'm about to say.
WandaVision.
WandaVision. Easily.
That'd be a fun one to learn on ukulele.
WandaVision just captured something special to me. It was kind of like a lightning in a bottle Marvel type thing for me.
And all of them are good.
Yeah. WandaVision, and I'm not saying the other ones are bad, and I've enjoyed all of them.
Yep.
But WandaVision was very special to me, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. So.
Yep, I think WandaVision, and it's kind of weird to think that was the first one that came out this year.
Right.
It's literally, I think, was the best. And we're not talking about it really tonight, but seeing her again in the trailer for Multiverse of Madness was
that's my girl.
There's going to be a lot of discussion in the coming months about different things with that, and maybe some of them will happen here. Loki was a lot of fun too. I agree with Mikey. Like that might be my second favorite, which surprises me because I would have expected it to be Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
But Loki surprised me how much I enjoyed it as we went through the summer with Loki. I think it was the summer, right?
I don't know. Time is not real.
They just blend all together.
Yeah, their mid-season sneak peek was in June. So yeah.
So the summer. That is very true. And then we've got more things coming as the Book of Boba Fett starts tomorrow night.
Well, tonight.
Tonight. Yes.
Yeah.
Craziness, I tell you. All right, so now comes the fun part. We back all the way up to the beginning. And for Disneyland in 2021, what's the number one thing in the Book of Caitie?
Reopening.
Okay.
Disneyland reopening.
Really?
Easy. Yeah.
You sure?
Yes.
Not the Muppets at Merriest Nights.
No. Disneyland. We wouldn't have that if Disneyland didn't reopen. I think Disneyland reopening is the biggest story for Disneyland.
I agree. I'm still going to push it.
Oh, you think you're funny, huh?
No, that's my job. I'm the host. That's why I like to have two co-hosts, because then I can push it between the two of you.
Apparently we're taking applications, guys.
Always, right? Would you like to sit next to Caitie?
The answer is no. The answer is no one wants to sit next to me.
Oh, is that why the chair's been empty?
You are so... I swear, Mr. Daps.
Well, the one thing is if we ever have somebody next to you again, we have to clean up the set. Well, because there's nothing on the wall there. Actually, there's Christmas lights there right now, but like the pictures stop right there.
I'm sorry, you guys just had to hear me wheeze. It's true though. We need to everything from like here over
doesn't exist. It's just gone. All right. I think Disneyland Reopening is a fair choice for, even though like it's assumed, there's an assumption that goes in with like, of course, Disneyland's going to reopen, and
it didn't feel like a.
But you know what's weird is like the part of reopening that almost meant more to me was the return of the Disneyland band.
Oh,
because I do remember as we were talking about the reopening of Disneyland, there was this like, this is great, but it feels like it's missing something.
Mm-hmm.
And when the Disneyland band came back, and as more entertainment has come back, whether it's parades, whether it's breakout groups, like the Dickens band has been a lot of fun this year. That's really where I feel like the characters in the music, the live entertainers, whether it's dancers, whatever, really, I think brings out the heart and soul of the Disney magic. And so as great as everything was up until that point with reopening, I felt like there was just an element missing until that element of performance came back.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Walt Disney World. Everything for the year, we basically focused on the 50th. That's fine. Of all of that, what was the number one thing for you?
50th anniversary, overarching answer, subset, Beacons of Magic.
Subset, Epcot.
Subset to the subset.
Yes.
Epcot. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
I think that's mine. I'm almost wanting to back it out though, just a little bit, and just because what we didn't include in here, because it wasn't happening when we were there, is the reimagining of a lot of Epcot.
Mm-hmm.
And I really almost think you could just say the whole new entrance area of Epcot is part of that, because I think if you could have a beacon of magic, and if it was the old entrance of Epcot, it wouldn't have that same grandeur. Mm-hmm. and really having the pylons back and that open area where people can just kind of walk around and take pictures from all these different angles and see the flags, and like it's really made, like, I think this makes Spaceship Earth more of a centerpiece than the what were they called that were there before? Were they pylons also?
No, those were the Leave a Legacy.
Yeah, but what were they called?
Oh.
Pillars?
Things.
Yeah, the Leave a Legacy thing. They kind of framed in Spaceship Earth, but they didn't
French fries?
Yeah, that's it. They just made you want French fries. But no, they framed in Spaceship Earth, but they didn't have the same level of
monoliths.
The monoliths. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, this is from
But they kind of got in the way.
100%. And it's the same way that the French fry rocks at Tomorrowland did.
Mm-hmm. Tomorrowland looks much more impressive without them, even though I think they were meant to frame and look really cool. And so I think the entrance of Epcot is, for me, the biggest story, even though I didn't put it on the list. Just because, and it's really the whole park, whether it's Space 220, whether it's Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, whether it's, all of that stuff with Spaceship Earth and the projections and the lights, and then also Harmonious. So Epcot, that's my answer.
Good answer.
Thanks. Because I liked Harmonious too.
I loved Harmonious.
Now we go to the hard one. Entertainment. Of all of the entertainment we have talked about tonight from 2021, what was the highlight?
Spider-Man No Way Home.
Okay. That was quick. I thought it was going to be a lot harder than that.
No. Spider-Man No Way Home feels... The stakes of it feel like an Infinity War or Endgame-esque movie Like, it's high stakes. It's exciting. The entire movie has so much happening. I still haven't seen it a second time, but I really want to. Yeah, it's real good. Like, honestly, I shouldn't give Disney ideas, but if Disney Plus had an option to rent this for like $20 on Disney Plus, I would do it.
It'll probably show up on Apple TV or something that way.
Oh, that's right, because Disney Plus wouldn't do it because it's Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's later in the... Like, it'll end up on Disney Plus with the Sony deal they did.
Oh, yeah.
It was 2021 also, I believe. So it will end up at some point, but I don't think it's super soon, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I think... Bless you. I think Spider-Man No Way Home might be it. On the flip side, the Beatles get back just the sheer... Well, there's a historical component of it, but there's also the... You think of how remastered and beautiful and...
Yeah. To the point where people thought that they got actors to play the Beatles.
It looks so clean.
And filmed them, today.
And you can see that too.
Thank you.
That one is way up there on the list as well. And here's my thing that we're not going to know about Spider-Man No Way Home for quite some time. I don't know the impact it has on on the overarching story of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
That's fair.
Things move on. And it could have tons of impact, or it might not have any. And if it doesn't have any, then to me, it's just a really good movie that, I'll probably say it was the best Spider-Man movie I've seen. But
yeah.
But then I wouldn't say it's the best entertainment offering of the year.
Okay.
And I can't tell that for sure until, a year or two has gone on.
That's fair.
And we'll see what they do with the MCU. And they're making it up as they go anyway. So who knows? But
no, that's Star Wars.
They're doing it here too. Just Kevin Feige's really
good. As a joke.
Yeah.
I'm a Star Wars fan. Don't come for me.
I don't know. We'll see. Star Wars is back.
That was funny.
In 3 hours.
Literally in 3 hours.
Less than 3 hours. Yeah, that is true. But those are our picks for 2021. We've made it through it in about 42 minutes.
2021 rewind.
If you want to see what the top 5 stories though of the year was, go to dapsmagic.com, and Murray this week is doing the 5, I think, what is it, the 5 stories that make you smile or something, from, you can look it up as I'm speaking, but he has one going up every day through the end of the year, so there's a couple more that will go up. And
top 5 good news Disney stories of 2021.
Top 5 good news Disney story of the year, and check those out. Leave Murray a comment there. That would be amazing if there was a Babu Frick cameo in Book of Boba Fett. Anyway, Katie, we are running out of time, so what should people do?
You should go to dapsmagic.com, the website that I am currently on right now. Wow. She reads her own website. Okay. You should also go on there and subscribe to our mailing list, which I have also done.
Oh, good.
It'd be really awkward if I didn't.
Yeah.
And that way you don't miss any of the Disney or geek news as it happens.
And make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel as we have more live streams, more videos. We just put up an hour on Main Street from last night in the rain that, oddly enough, captured a rainy day cavalcade and the tree lighting within that hour. So that was pretty fun.
That's magic.
But we've got a bunch of stuff that we just hadn't ever gotten around to posting that's going up in the next couple of weeks. So those will be going up as well, and you won't want to miss those. But that is all the time that we have for you this week. We hope you have a very happy new year, and we will see you round the corner.
Bye.